All right, let's look at the betting favorites to win the major conference tournaments coming up this week. A couple of tournaments have co-favorites. ACC has Virginia, Florida State plus 250. Big Ten has Michigan, Illinois at plus 180. Both of those teams on the one line right now, according to Jerry Palm. Heaviest favorite is Baylor in the Big 12, minus 175. So let's get the Wizard of Odds in here, Kenny White. Kenny, before you make some picks, tell us how your thought process is going into this thing. I mean, you're not necessarily giving us who you think is going to win the tournament, but the best value, correct?
Yeah, Chris. First, props to William Hill for getting these odds out. I never thought they'd have them out. I worked on mine all last night to send to you guys so we could talk about them because I didn't think there would be odds in the marketplace yet. So William Hill was the industry leader. Hats off to them. But anybody betting futures and these conference tournament odds have to remember there's about a 30% edge built in for the book. So you're losing 30% on your dollar. When you make a straight bet, there's a 4.5% edge when you bet one single bet. This is 30%. Horse racing's just 15%. You have a better chance to pick a winner in a horse race than you do in a conference tournament. So a lot of the teams that I will give you do actually have value. It's hard to find value when 30% is taken out of the pool. But I'll give you some teams that I think that you can bet game by game and get maybe 3 to 4 times the odds what you'll see out at any sports book right now.
Okay, great. So let's start with the Big Ten, the only tournament that has multiple 1 seeds at this time. You got Illinois, you've got Michigan, you got a couple of 2 seeds in Iowa and Ohio State as well. Michigan and Illinois, the co-favorites, plus 180.
Yeah, Michigan is the best team in the conference by far, and if anybody is deserving of that favorite status would be Michigan, because I think if you bet them game by game, you're going to be laying a big favorite at least 2 of the games. So you would get about $1.85. So if you like Michigan, it's really convenient. Take the $1.80 plus $1.80 right now. I think that's the best one. If you like Illinois, I think you could get close to 5 to 1 on your money by betting Illinois game to game. The only team I see value in right now with convenience is Michigan State at 60 to 1. I only thought Michigan State should be about 30 to 1. So I think there's big value in Michigan State. And I already bet them. They played great yesterday. Tom Izzo is a magician at getting his team ready for March Madness. His teams are always ready in March, and they played one of their best games yesterday. They could surprise some teams. I think they got a very easy first game. Maryland is not playing well. And then they get Michigan. Anything can happen in a Michigan State game. Eli Brooks went down with an injury yesterday, so Michigan could be shorthanded as well. So that's my long shot play.
All right, Big Ten tournament begins Wednesday in Indianapolis. Let's go to Nashville for the SEC tournament. Alabama is the favorite at plus 180. They're sitting on the 2 line right now.
Yeah, Alabama's the one team that, again, at 180, they're the best team in the conference. They dominated this conference. Their only losses were at the end of the year when there was no motivation. There was nobody even near them. It was like a horse race, and you had a 30-length lead, and you just kept looking around, where is everybody? And you took your foot off the pedal. So Alabama far better than everybody. Plus 180 is a good price for convenience that you don't have to go back and bet that again. Everybody else in the conference, I just don't see any odds worth any value. Like Tennessee, I think you could get 12 to 1 on your money if you bet Tennessee by game to game and they won the tournament. So you're getting a lot better odds. Arkansas is a one team that's a hot team. Musselman's a great coach. I think you get 5 to 1 on him though if you're betting game to game. LSU, I think you can get 10 to 1 if you're betting game to game. So again, you're going to get a lot better value on your money by betting these individually and parlaying them over, rolling your money over as the tournament goes.
That one begins on Wednesday. The top teams don't play until Friday. To the ACC tournament being played in Greensboro. 2 co-favorites here in a league that is just not that strong, and it's Virginia and Florida State, both at plus 250.
No, it is not that strong. You're right. I would make Gonzaga a 10-point favorite over anybody in this conference right now. That's ridiculous that they're down that far. Florida State, I think, is the best team in the conference. I think you can get 3 to 1 on your money by rolling them over game by game. And Virginia, I'm not as high as on Virginia as most people are, I guess, because I think you could get about 5 to 1 on Virginia if you bet them game by game. They'd have to win 3 games. They're going to have to beat Syracuse. Then they're going to have to beat a hot Georgia Tech team, and then they'll have have to beat Florida State. So you're going to get better than plus 250 by betting them individually. The one team I think there's some value at right now for that convenience of just making that one bet is Louisville at 15-1. I made them 12-1. I think that's the true price. So at 15-1, that's my bet. I've already taken Louisville myself. I like their lineup right now. They just lost to Virginia again, so that's going to be a big game if they play Virginia in the championship, and that'll be a 61-60 final. Louisville wins by a point.
This is the first of the major conference tournaments to get underway. First games on Tuesday, and the Duke Blue Devils are playing on Tuesday. That's how bad of a season it's been for Coach K and company. To the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City, always fun. But Baylor minus 175, the heaviest favorite in any major tournament this week.
Yeah, and I think that's short, Chris. Baylor is such a dominant team. They're far better than everybody else. They're a 6-point favorite in the championship game against Kansas right now. So they're going to get through easily. They get a cupcake first game. It's either TCU or Kansas State. Neither team can come close to them, and then they're going to get a challenge from West Virginia or Oklahoma State, two good basketball teams, but they're still going to be a 7.5, 8-point favorite in those games. So it's basically a two-team parlay. They impressed me enough yesterday. It was a game they had no real motivation, and Texas Tech had all the motivation in the world, and Baylor just destroyed them. I can see Baylor winning this very easily. I think there's definite value in Baylor here. Oklahoma State would be the one team that I'm curious about that could pull an upset. You can bet them game by game.
That tournament begins Wednesday in Kansas City. The top team's not playing until Thursday's quarterfinals. To the Pac-12 tournament in Vegas, and Pac-12 has several tournament teams this season. USC is the betting favorite, plus 180.
Yeah, you could make Oregon the favorite or Colorado the favorite. I think all three teams are very, very even. So if you like somebody right now, any value convenience-wise, Oregon is the play at plus 250. Very well coached, very well. They're solid on both ends of the court. USC is really good. They showed it against UCLA in their big comeback win. But the one team I found value in, amazingly, now I made them 300-1, was Washington. They're 500-1. I just found them at 1,000-1. So they only allowed me to bet 100, but that'll win back $100,000. So I'm going to be a big Husky fan. Mike Hopkins' team has been horrendous all year long. But they're about 8 points better than their power rating. I think they could actually surprise some people. If they upset Utah, I think they could have a chance of upsetting USC. They'd have a lot of problem, I think, beating Colorado in a back-to-back situation. But that's the one team that actually has some value at 500-1 is Washington. And as I said, out of the top three teams, they're all pretty equal. Well, the longest odds is Oregon at plus 250. So I'll be playing Oregon and Washington here.
And right there in Vegas for you, the Pac-12 tournament. Now to the Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden. Villanova, the favorite, plus 180.
I think if you played Villanova game by game, you get 270. No Colin Gillespie, that really hurts them. Now I was really interested. I love Connecticut. I love Bach-Knight. He's an NBA player, and Hurley's team is playing great defense. Connecticut, I think, is right now the best team in the league. And I was shocked to see the odds because I made them 4-1 and they came out just 250-1. But I will be betting Connecticut every game in this tournament to go all the way. The one long shot I have is Marquette. They're at 40-1 right now. I only made them 36-1. They're the only team less than what the numbers say they are. But again, hey, hats off to William Hill. They're the first one out this early. As I said, normally I don't think odds are out till around 3 Eastern for conference tournaments for these big boys that are just starting this week.
All right, that's the Wizard of Odds. He's going to win $100,000 on like a 50-cent bet if Washington wins the Pac-12 tournament. Best of luck to you, Kenny. Let's recap his picks here. And he is going with a couple of favorites, but mostly value on long shots. The favorites he's taking, Alabama in the SEC, Baylor in the Big 12. But Michigan State sees a lot of value there. Even with Louisville's latest loss, sees value at 15-1 for the Cardinals. And there's Washington. Could even find that at 1,000-1 or so, depending on where you're looking.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.